Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Oh, this is part 2 of our freezer meal marathon, I'm gonna call it, because I'm feeling like a marathon. I haven't done freezer meals like this in quite some time, so I think that was one of my biggest videos, but I literally did that video in one whole entire day. And then I did it again an entire day and stayed up for like, it was almost like 19 hours. Yeah, it was a long time. So I worked yesterday from 5 until, with editing time, till about 10 last night. So it was a long day. And then I got up this morning at 5 and I was like 5:30 and I was like, ooh, definitely feeling a little bit of that tired as I'm getting older in this old age. But it's good though. I'm so grateful to have what I did yesterday in my freezer, so that's a good thing. So now today's gonna be the rest. Hopefully the rest. I'm gonna say the rest, we'll see how the day rolls, but I'm talking chicken. We're gonna focus on chicken, then we're gonna focus on putting a bunch of meals together, like with sausage, things like that. So we're just gonna get into today's video. Are you ready for a great day? I'm ready for an amazing day. We gotta stock up on some things as well. Know that you are loved and you are valued and you are treasured, if no one told you that today. Okay, you ready? Let's go. Okay, the first one I'm gonna do, it's chicken. I've got 6 packages of chicken. I was like, is that all I have? I ended up getting 6. I planned on getting 7, but I think I will just do 6, take out a few breasts from each package and to make my 7th. So one thing I'm gonna start right now, because I want it to marinate for a little bit, is fajita chicken meat. And so this is great, like the stuff you buy at the store. When we moved here, did I even buy it in the mountains? I don't know if I bought it in the mountains or not, but when I moved here, it was a great thing to purchase at Sam's Club. It was, I don't even know how much it is, $12 to $15 a bag. It's a lot. And it was great to grab and just throw in things. Yeah, way easier. But then I discovered, oh, I can make this for way cheaper. I know. So it's the afterthought. Sometimes it's good to buy those packaged things and then you go, okay, I can make this. So what I do is I get a bunch of chicken breast, which I have 2 packages here, and then I marinate it. Real good stuff. Doesn't have to be anything perfect. Just throw a bunch of spices in there. It'll be good. And then I smoke it on my smoker. Do a grill too, or I've cooked it on pans in the stove as well. I like the smoker. I was telling Greg about it, and I said, we were talking about grills and smokers, and he said, I like a grill. I said, I know, I like a smoker. You know why? Because when I'm in a hurry, I just turn it down and come back in the house, and I can go, oh, the food, and I can go back out there and like nothing burned, which is always a positive. So I like it because it just goes slow. Now, another thing I love, I've done where I've cut them real thin and done it. I like that better, but I don't like cutting the chicken breast in half, and so I usually just do the big one. That's fine. I've smashed it down before. There's multiple ways you can do it. Well, you know what I'm doing today? This thing. Do you remember this thing yesterday? Yeah, this is a plug for this because this is awesome. I'm like, I told Greg, this is the greatest little gadget for meal prep I've ever had, which it's one of those things where, you know, you get a lot of products and you're like, yeah, they're okay, this and that. Right here, because this definitely cuts and makes the meat real tiny. So I am excited because I am going to, let me section it to my countertop. I am going to take my chicken and make it thin. Hello, and I don't have to do that. So I'm going to take my breast here. You know what? I want to, how does that work? Do I have to cut off the yucky thing? Let me see if I have to cut, you know, like you get the veiny stuff. If I have to cut that off, we'll see. And then I'll put it in here, slice it thin. I'm going to do some fajitas. I was going to do some just marinated. So I'll just do 2 packages right now this way, and then slice it up. And then we'll get it soaking in its juices and the flavorings and all that good stuff. And then we'll put it on the smoker later today as the sun rises up, because it's coming up right now. It's just not there yet. So we're still having our morning coffee, which this one is the New England blueberry coffee. Not bad. The Walmart Great Value, way more blueberry. So save your $10 and spend $5. It's much better. Okay, let's slice up the chicken. That thing is genius. It took me, I was looking at my timer, it took me 6 minutes to cut all that chicken. Do you know how long it takes me to do chicken? Go look at my other videos. It takes forever because you gotta cut off all the yuck. So now it's very sharp. Sliced my finger, and it wasn't even doing cutting. It was trying to get the blade off. Not sure what to do, and I literally just sliced my finger right over it. So I'm gonna be changing my Band-Aid multiple times. I've got a whole pack right here because every time I do chicken, I'm gonna take it off, put a new one on. But okay, awesome. Oh my gosh, I could do an infomercial for that without the slicing of the finger. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Once for all. I think that's so cool. I'm like, I can't believe how great that was. So now my concern, I don't really have a concern, but now usually you go and you cut all the disgusting, the veiny stuff off, right? So I did not, and some of it I did because some was a little bit more, you could see it more. So it'll be interesting to see how it cooks because it's thin. Will it be easier just to pull off? Will I even notice it? I don't know, we're gonna see. So what I'm gonna do is put this into some looking around bags. I'm thinking a couple bags, yeah, a couple bags, and then we'll make our fajita sauce and we'll just let it marinate for a while, and then it won't have to take too long because it'll be nice and thin, and then we'll put it on the smoker and it won't take too long because it'll be super thin chicken. So awesome. Awesome, and a little slicer, great, just don't slice your finger. So I'm thinking, I have this big bag here that I got from the store to put the meat in because it doesn't get yucky, and then we can just put it in a plastic bin. Obviously, it's a plastic bin. That way I can put it in the refrigerator to let it marinate. So I'm thinking that's gonna work. So let me just transfer from one to the next. Okay, that's perfect. So I just added some olive oil and lemon juice in there. You can use lime. I just had lemon. That's what I bought. And then I bought this fajita seasoning. If you don't have fajita seasoning, just mix in. I use before chili powder, cumin, garlic, paprika, oregano, salt, and pepper, and onion. That's it. So I used about half of this in here. You want it coated. You want your meat coated. You want it flavorful. If you don't like your food, add more seasonings to it. That's your key to a better cooking job. I'm not a perfect person at it, but you know what? My food tastes pretty good. So this is good. You just want it very coated. So that is good. Those tiny pieces are gonna do so great. It was kind of easy to kind of pull off the chunks that I saw there. So this, I'm just gonna let sit in here and put this in the refrigerator and let this marinate. I did leave out some. I'm like debating how much to make because I wanted to do, what did we want to do? Just like marinated chicken and put it in the freezer, and do like a Italian dressing because we're gonna do mushrooms, onions, and green peppers. So we can basically do a skewer, but without doing a skewer because I don't like to do the skewers part unless I have some. So I'm thinking I'll leave some of that out to do a batch of that. So this is good, and I will, if I want to add more, I can add more. So this is gonna be a whole lot of chicken. So let me get, I'm just debating. I'm like, I guess I'll just mix up an Italian dressing for this and just let it marinate. That'll work. Let me get those ingredients out. Okay, so this up in the refrigerator in just a second. So I'm gonna just marinate this now. A while ago, I didn't want to buy, hold on, I gotta get a cup. No, a little while ago, this is months ago, I didn't want to buy Italian dressing because it was so expensive. So I'm like, oh, I'll buy white wine vinegar and make it. Like I've made it like, I don't even, just a tiny bit. Didn't even really use this. So I'm like, I just need to mix it up here. So I looked up a couple different recipes. Everybody's got a different recipe. So it looks like equal parts of white wine vinegar. So this is like drizzling out here. So we're gonna put this in here. I'm gonna do half of a cup, right? Will that be enough? Yeah, we'll do half of a cup of this. Let's do 3/4 of a cup. Okay, that way at least I can use it up. And then I'm gonna do 3/4 cup of oil. I'm not exact. Now a couple of these recipes, they just put sugar and salt and pepper. I'm like, where's the Italian seasoning? So I'm gonna throw in my own. So we're gonna put in parsley. Let me put you down here. We're making ours up. We're gonna do some parsley. Because again, you want it flavorful. That's your key. I'm gonna do onion powder just because it mixes up well. Lots of onion. Okay, this is my Italian seasoning. You would think there'd be Italian seasoning in Italian dressing, but maybe not. And then I've got some garlic right here. Garlic will be good. And then, yeah, let's just mix this up. And salt and pepper, which there's salt already in there with the garlic, so let's do some pepper here. And then they do put a little bit of sugar, so I have to get some sugar too. That tastes good. I was like, that's actually really good. I think I need to add salt to it. That's actually really good though, the way it is. I was like, Let's see, that looks nice and full of stuff. That's what you want. I call that mixture a winner. That's very good actually. Oh, I didn't even add mustard. I had mustard too. Let me squirt in some mustard in here. I didn't even do that. Oh, and here's garlic pepper. I knew there was more. Hold on, I have more spices to add. This one gets hard and cakey. All right, now let's mix and see if that's even better. I'm sure it'll be delicious. I made up more dressing because this is marinated chicken right here is going to be used with mushrooms, onions, and green peppers. I have to cut those up in a little bit. I will do that in a little bit. Not yet. I want to get all my chicken done. So I'm going to just let this sit right over here. It's going to be out of the way, but we'll use that. Let me put this mess up and we'll start with more. Okay, let's start on the next one. Let's just get the chicken all done. That's the beautiful thing. I always think chicken is gross. It's much more pleasant with that little chopper there, but it's like one of those things like, okay, just get it done. And I'll be finished and work on meals for the day today. So what I'm gonna do now is ground chicken. This, my kids love. And so what you do is you put it in a food processor. I watched this on Kim's channel and she just put it in a food processor. I'm like, genius. So basically just grind it up. And then this, we make with this, the kids love chicken patty sandwiches. Those are awesome for it. I have made chicken like protein bites with it. I have put it in meatballs. I have made like chicken nuggets. We did it and did chicken. There's so much you can do with ground chicken, and it's way cheaper. This right here was only $2.49 a pound versus buying at the store is a lot. So I'm just gonna put it. You grind it up. The key is to get the veiny stuff off, because if you don't, when you bite into the chicken patty, you have the veiny stuff, which is gross. So just grind it up in your food processor. It works great. Okay, that was great doing that. Now, did I find a difference cutting the veins off first and then grinding it? Not really. I feel like as long as you go through it and pull out those veiny pieces, because when you make a patty and you bite into it, you get a string of gross tendons. I know, so I will, when I put these in the bags, I'll probably check it over, and then also when I make my ground chicken dish, whatever it's gonna be, I'll kind of check it, because I'm a freak like that. So I'm gonna put these in Ziploc bags. I just use a quart-size bag, and that works for us. We love it. By the time you add your egg and you add your breadcrumbs, it makes enough patties for our size family of 6. I know, 6. So let's put it in bags and we'll freeze it. Okay, I ended up with 6 packages of ground chicken. That'll be 6 dinners out of those 2 packages. So that's very good. I see there's like a good tendon right there. See the line? So you just want to make sure you get those out. You can. It's not like they're so visible every single time you can pull everything out. So just be careful, because you don't want to have your family will go ew, and they'll probably never eat one again. So this is good. Let me get the next package of chicken out. We'll keep going. All right, now I've got 2 more packages of chicken. These I'm just gonna cut in chunks or strips, and this is gonna be for like deep fried chicken or different, crusted. I found like Parmesan crusted chicken tenders, things like that. Things that I can make through the month that I don't wanna freeze, because it's just easier to make it when I'm doing it, just because it doesn't absorb all the outside stuff. Do you know what I mean? You can marinate it. I could stick all this in a bunch of hot sauce and marinate it. That'd probably be actually great. No, that's okay, because you know what? When I freeze it and then you thaw it, does have the liquid. So, okay, so let's just cut these up in different forms and shapes, and then we'll put them in bags, label them, and we'll have more to do some more meals with. Well, pause. Okay, awesome. So I've got out of those two, I'm trying to write everything down so I don't like lose track for next time. So I did 2 flats and I ended up getting 4 bags of strips and 2 chunks. We can deep fry either one or put strips and bake them in the oven either way. So that's good. And then these, I think at one time I said they're called chicken, like I would get the drumsticks from Sam's Club and they were so huge, okay? And then I said something like, I want the drumettes. Now, in my head when I was a kid, I remember seeing like frozen drumette. You know how like chicken wings, when you buy them, they're boneless chicken wings. They're not really chicken wings, they're just basically chicken breast. It's not even the wing part. But I remember, I think Schwan had little drumettes. I could be completely wrong. And they were little chicken drumsticks. And that is what I was thinking they were called, because I remember getting them at the discount store or Aldi, but Aldi has them where they're smaller. See how they're smaller? That is what I wanted for the meals, not the big giant ones. So I call those drumettes. I know they're not drumettes, they're drumsticks. So I'll have to Google that myself and look and see. But this is good. So now I've got a lot of chicken with these 2 packs. So I'm gonna go put these out in the freezer. Everything's freezing out there. It's looking good. I'll take it out when I'm all done. And then we can start putting some more things together. So let me take this out. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is cream soups. Now this is like cream mushroom and cream of chicken. We like them homemade, they're good. I don't mind buying from the store too, but you can make them yourself. And we do ours with lactose-free milk, and then it's not a worry if there's any this thing that anybody can't have. So what I've done here, I've got 2 pots here, 2 pans, and I'm gonna put a stick of butter in each one and melt that. And then you're gonna saute your vegetables. So I'm gonna do, like chicken's gonna be one and cream of mushroom is gonna be the other one. So for these veggies, you can chop them and leave them like in chunks. Can I turn it down? Let's turn this on. Let's keep it on the low end here. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. What we're gonna do is we are gonna food processor the veggies. Why? Because when you have soups, and these kind of soups or recipes, nobody likes the chunks. Honestly, that's how it is. So I'm gonna do onions for both. So I'll do that one and split that up between the 2, and celery, onion and celery for the first one. And then the cream of chicken, I'm gonna do carrots with it. It gives a little bit of orangey color, kind of nice yellowy oranges color. And then the mushroom, I'll do mushrooms and green pepper, because that, and then I'll take my chicken and grind it up as well. It's just one of those things where most of the recipes that we use the cream mushroom for would have a nice green pepper base. It's a good flavor. So this makes it very good. And like I said, I can chop it up in the other food processor, but the one that dices it really well, but this works in here. I don't mind. I like pureeing it. So I'm gonna I had to ration out my onions. I should have got more onions. I didn't realize, I was thinking ahead to like all my meals, and I thought 1 bag would be enough. I could have gotten for sure 2. So I'm being frugal with my onions, but normally I probably do more. It's just that I'm going to be doing a bunch of meals, so I don't want to not have them enough. So I'm just gonna, can I put the onions in here with the celery? Let's see if we can just grind these both up at the same time. Ugh. I'm going to chop that one. Let's see if we can do this. Shove it on. It's not going to let me. There we go. Okay, that works right there. I'm going to put these in both pans. Just even them up. I'm going to put this back on. And then we'll do the carrot. Okay, let's have this one be the chicken. And now I'll put, I don't mind rinsing this out. Now in here, we'll put our green pepper. You can use all of it, which is nice, except obviously the seeds. So this is really good. Making these homemade is very nice. Okay, that, and I'm throwing mushrooms in there too. We'll just do them all at once. Can you see all that? Sorry. We're gonna shove them in the mushrooms. Let's show them. It'll puree them. Like I said, if you like chunks, keep it chunks. We're not into chunks. chunks. Let me share with you. See, there's gonna be little pieces. If you have people that do not like that, like say little kids, put a little bit of water in there and puree in it, and it will be, it won't be chunky at all. Okay, we're not rinsing this at all. Let me get my chicken here and puree that. Puree that. That's such a bad word, isn't it? Puree, not puree. You want to just make it small. Yeah, most of it's just shredded like that. So that works out. Okay, I'm going to put that in after. Good. Let me put this in the trash. Okay, so both of these, I'm going to get out some garlic here. You want to put salt and pepper in there. This is garlic that I had chopped up in my food processor and just froze it. Oh, look, it's been in my freezer for quite some time. That's pretty solid even. There you go. Bang it on your countertop, and then you kind of score it. It's kind of a little bit easier to get out. My freezer just went through a freeze session, a high freeze, because I had to clean it out. So it's a little extra. Okay, we're gonna put a nice chunk in there, I guess, there. Okay, awesome. I'll probably leave this out because we're gonna be making a bunch of meals today. Okay, salt and pepper over here. I'm gonna add paprika to the chicken one. Why not add some garlic pepper? More spices, the better. You want some good flavorful soup? Add spices. Okay, the beautiful thing about these is if you have chunks in here, you can always use an immersion blender. You can also put it in a blender. So like when you're mixing it, don't be like afraid, oh, it's gonna have chunks in it. Usually I'll probably end up using the immersion blender because I don't do it perfectly. So these are getting pretty much sauteed. Just wanted to release that flavor and be yummy. And then this one over here, it smells delicious. Like we don't eat like soups, cream of soups by themselves. I know a lot of people do. We just don't, but it would be very good just as soup. Okay, so this is good. See, there's a couple chunks of peppers in there that I missed, but that's okay. Maybe the blender will mix it up. Okay, so for this, what you want to do next, you're going to thicken it. So you're going to put flour, mix it up, and then I'm going to add chicken bouillon to this, beef bouillon to this, some water to stir it together till it's thick, and then I'm going to add milk. I'm not going to make mine as thin as you normally would. I have a recipe in my cookbook. These freezer meals are always long days, so don't mind the piece of paper. Okay, cream mushroom ready. There you go. Cream of mushroom. Cream of chicken. It's also on my blog for free. You can go to my blog and get all of my recipes, pretty much all of them unless they're newer ones, for free. No cost. If you want to support my channel, you can purchase a cookbook, but no need. Watch my videos or go get them on my blog. Okay, so this is good right here. So we're going to add some flour to this one. And hopefully half a cup here. A little more. And then we're going to stir that up so it absorbs all that flour. Absorbs all that butter is what I meant, flour. Okay, that's good. See what that looks like right there? You want it to look like that. Okay, then I'm going to add in I'm going to have to add my chicken too, but I'm going to do chicken bouillon. And then I'm going to add some water. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do a ton because I'm going to be adding my milk. Okay, basically this is going to kind of boil. This is where you use your whisker, or you're going to use an immersion blender. I'm going to add my chicken. Probably not all this. It's a lot of chicken. Yeah, not all. Well, let's see. That's a lot of chicken. We're going to need more water for that much chicken. There's only a few recipes we use cream of chicken soup for, but it is nice when you have it. Look at that, that's like really good. It's like that's almost like Grandma's chicken and dumplings, minus the dumpling. I may have to try that again. I made it, Grandma made it, nobody liked it. I like dumplings. Anybody else like dumplings? Like drop the flour balls in the broth kind of dumplings. I like those. Okay, look at that. That's it. Looking not bad. Okay, this is going. Let's do this one at the same time. Over here. gonna absorb all that butter. It smells so good. These are delicious, and you can add lots of veggies to these and get them so way better than canned stuff. Canned stuff's okay, I get it, I bought it many times. But you can make this way better. Okay, we're gonna add some beef. We're gonna add our liquid over here. Okay, I'm gonna add milk to it. That's it, simple. You just made yourself some cream of chicken soup. Use the spoon. Okay, just keep stirring it here. It'll come to a boil again. We'll see how thick it is. That was easy. That was the easiest cream of soups I've made. I know one of my viewers, Erin, her sister, I think she said her sister makes cream of celery soup if you use that in recipes. This will stay frozen for many, many months in your freezer. I've had mine for over 3 months, 4 months. Have I had it 6 months? Probably not 6 months, because we usually use our food up pretty good before that. So just keep stirring here, and you'll be good. I like to put them in little containers. I use the plastic deli ones. They just work really well to freeze and stack nice in the freezer. I was thinking this is kind of watery, but I didn't really let it thicken because I was hurrying it along. As everything taste. If it doesn't taste good, add a little bit of salt. If you can't really taste the flavor and you've added stuff, add salt and then try it and go, okay, now if you added too much salt or it's too spicy, add a little sugar. Let that come to a boil here. Here we go. So I took out my chicken fajita meat that I had in the freezer from last time. I am going to grind these up for some soups that we'll make here because there's just 4 left. So I'll just grind up. It's much easier to have it in this way, shredded, versus like a big chunk. When you're making soups or casseroles, you just kind of grab this and it's ready to go. Okay, we're moving right along. Let the soups cool for a little bit. I've got all this chicken. I'm gonna be making some meals with it, and then also taking and freezing it in little bags just for soups, things that are easy to grab. So I'm gonna do multiple things today because that is how the day goes when you're making a whole lot of massive food. So one thing I bought were those little tostadas, and so I thought about it. I'm thinking, what am I gonna do for dinner tonight? When you're making a whole lot of food, the last thing you wanna do, even though you're making meals, the last thing you wanna do is stop and make dinner. Like I know yesterday I was like, what are we gonna make for dinner tonight? And so I was making sausage patties, and then we ended up making eggs, and that worked out really good because we haven't been having eggs for dinner because, you know, eggs are a lot of money. So we're frugal with those, but that worked out. So then tonight I'm thinking I've got guamkis for Greg, the stuffed cabbage. So I was gonna get that going over here in my slow cooker. And then I'm thinking the kids, they don't like that. I know they're not, I like it, but they do like the tostadas. And so, but you need refried beans, and you put shredded chicken and cheese on top, and you just crisp in the oven. They like them, they're yummy. We used to have them all the time, haven't had them in a long time. So I'm thinking I gotta make some refried beans. So I'm gonna take and rinse my pinto beans, throw them in my slow cooker on high, and just hope they get done in, they should, 6 hours. Yeah, just turn them on high. So let's do that. Let's rinse them, and then we'll make a bunch in here. Now usually I do a ton and I put all of those in there, but I don't want to overfill it because I want them to kind of cook real well. So I'll do half of that now, and then I'll let those, maybe they'll get done faster. I don't know if it matters if you shove them in there or not. Usually I overfill everything because I want to get it done. But since we need these for tonight, I'm hoping smaller batch will work better. So I will just do these, and then we'll puree, put them in the food processor, puree them up. That's how we make them. And then I'll make the next batch. Now I normally never put anything in there, no salt, no nothing. I know I'm a plain mom, but I know you can put bacon grease in there. Do I have bacon grease? I have bacon, but not bacon grease. So I'm gonna add spices when I puree it, I think, in the liquid. I guess I was thinking because you drain out some of the liquid. I will wait till it's, when I mix it up, maybe I'll put some onion in there, is what I'm thinking, a little bit of onion. I put salt in the water here. See how that does. So this, all right, we're gonna be so hopeful that that cooks real quick. I'm thinking less should cook faster. So let me get that done. Okay, since we're on a roll to get everything done, let me get out the guamkis. So over, do you want to see? I think you want to see. This is a really good dish. It's one of those things that nobody likes it, but like my husband and myself, but adults would like it. It's a family dish, very yummy. We're just gonna make this work. So you put down sauerkraut. Use bag stuff too, but canned stuff and jarred stuff is cheaper. Okay, so we only need 2. I'm not sure how much I'll put in here. And then here's all my stuffed cabbage I made yesterday. I actually made a lot. Wow, that's good. Can I fit it all in here? It's good to cook in the oven, but I don't want to use my oven up today in case I need it. Look at that. Wow, that's really cool. Is there any room for sauce? Okay, so then you put more sauerkraut and more sausage on top. So we're just going to have to get frugal here. So I'm going to take some of these. These don't cut very good. Let me get a scissors. Just cut them in thirds here. That works better. These are just sweet Italian sausage. Put those on top. This is really good. This is one of my husband's favorite dinners, and I really like it. I don't like the sausage here, but I do like the guamki, so we're just gonna have to shove that all in there. Wow. Okay. The rest I'm gonna freeze for, I've got some in the freezer. My goodness. There we go. All right. I'm going to use my knife here. I could put more of this in there. I'm just not sure how much room I'm going to have in here when the top goes on. So basically shove as much as you can. Sauerkraut. Maybe I just love sauerkraut. That's going to be some juicy right there. That might just be enough. Wow. Okay. Well, let me get salt and pepper. Hands are wet. When your hands are wet, all the spices stick to them. Since we're at grab and go, salt and pepper. Look at that. And then if you use pepper and the salt, it gets, oh, I got contamination everywhere. No contamination, a little bit of salt right there. It's all clumpy because my fingers. All right, look at that. This is going to, is that going to fit? That is. Okay. Turn that on high. Let me wash my hands, pick this up. And let me get these put away here. The sausage, I'm just going to put, I think I got 5 left. Sweet Italian sausage into bags here. So when I do the next batch of guamkis, because I already froze those, I can just cut these up and put them on top, or put them in there, or you can put them and just cook them on your smoker too, and just eat them that way. So this will be another thing to go into the freezer. Yay on that. The freezer's gonna be stocked. I haven't had a stocked freezer meals in quite some time. Last time I used to do these, like I used to make full complete meals. This time I'm doing a little bit different because some days I'm busy, but some days I am home and I do like to cook. So I guess it just depends on the day and life and everything else. These bags, they have that new bottom on them. So like it opens after you put everything inside of it. Okay, so that's cooking high, that's high. All right, let's start on some more. If you notice a towel on the floor, why do you put a towel on the floor? Because there's water right there. So my rugs last night, I took all my rugs off my floor because they were all full of food and dirt and everything else, and then Brooklyn vacuumed really nice for me, and then I washed these so they were dry. But today I think I put away food processor and there was water, so it got off the floor right there. And I was like, oh my goodness, so it's like slip and fall. Our floors are dangerous. So it's smart to keep a towel if you don't have a rug to step on, because it is a little slippery in here. So, okay, good. Let's keep moving. I'm looking at my list. Let's start on, let's do the skewers. This is gonna be, I'm just gonna put it with a marinade in a bag. I'm gonna split the mushrooms. I'm gonna cut up some green peppers, and I'll probably just do more strips versus like chunks, because we're not gonna do skewers. We're gonna just put it on the smoker, like the meat and that. So, and then I'll put it in a bag with the Italian dressing. That's easy enough. I've got 3 lonely onions left, so I'm not going to do onions for the skewers. Usually I do, but when you go to put onions on the smoker, they always fall apart, and then you don't really have many onions. They fall through the cracks. So I will just focus on green peppers, and mushrooms. So these, I'm just gonna put the mushrooms in the bags with the peppers, and then I'll put that dressing in, and that's it, very simple. Because they will go on the grill with the chicken. All right, so what I'm gonna do is start on my other freezer meals now, because we can do that. So I'm gonna take and use my chopper of a Beast food processor here, do the onions, because I only have 3. This is gonna be for the rest of the meals. And then do peppers as well. Now I overbought green peppers. I don't know what I was thinking, I bought more, but I'm thinking if I have too many, yes, I could put them in the freezer, but what I'm thinking of doing is I always like to add green peppers to like my spaghetti sauce, and you never have any. I always forget about in the freezer, so I'm thinking, I'm gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna try, we'll see if I have any left over, but I'd like to dehydrate some. I've seen people where they do the superfoods and they dehydrate it and they put it in the blender. I'm like, why can't I do that? I have a dehydrator. That would work. So we'll see if we end up having any left over. So I'm just gonna do the onions first, put them, or actually let's do the peppers first. Do the food process. Yeah, let's do the peppers first, and then the onions, and then that's all I have for. I'm just gonna double check. I have whole peppers. When you're making freezer meals and you got just enough, you make sure that you have enough. So I do want to make sure. Let me see. Let me wipe this off. Skewers right there. Yes, I have peppers there. Let me check my freezers and refrigerators, not freezers. Okay, I think that's it. So hey, next time I'll buy double onions. Remind myself to make a note to buy 2 bags of onions if and when I do this again. But this will be good for now. A random thought here, a random side note is, remember all that guacamole that I put in the freezer? Yeah, let's do a pan. I used a bowl last week that worked really good, but remember the guacamole I froze from those King avocados? I put that on my, I had a BLT with egg yesterday, and I put that on there. It was very good. I wasn't sure how it would be like reheating it. It was delicious. So that was a winner on that one. I've got more in there, so I'm gonna have to make some more toast. I'll do some seed toast here. So these, you wanna make, it's good. The top is nice, just that inside piece. So I'm gonna cut that off. Let's see if we can just work around it. Those other ones, it came right off. So let me cut these here, and then we'll put them right through here. Give me a second here. Let's give you a wide view, or a tall view, not a wide view. Okay, cleaned up my kitchen, got a new, my rubbery mat. You just let it dry. It's just so full of water because I'm doing so many dishes. So food processor, clean that out. That's one of those things that it's a job to clean those out. And so done, I cut up, you saw the peppers and onions, and I just used celery because that's what I use for the next few dishes. And the next ones here, I'm gonna be taking and chopping up these for the freezer meal. So let me get another cutting board out. And we're just gonna cut these apart, put them in a bowl. It'll be easy, get another bowl out. And then we'll start mixing up, a bunch of recipes here. Okay, let me chop some up. Okay, I'm thinking ahead to my meals here, and I'm like, I could just dump and go everything, but I think I'm gonna cook it a little bit because we're gonna make the first one. It's called Jared's casserole. It's not Jared's casserole, it's called bow tie casserole. Bow tie sausage casserole, because I didn't want to call it Jared. Jared was somebody my husband worked with, and actually my son worked with him too. And he brought a dish one time and it was so good, and I changed it. It's probably not even near what he had, but it's so good. It's a family favorite. I have it as Lauren's favorite, but I know it's like all the kids' favorite in here. And so it's just a very simple dish: sausage, kielbasa, peppers and onions, can of diced tomatoes, and garlic, salt, pepper, and Alfredo sauce. So, but it does, you know what it is when you get those flavors all going. So I am going to, let's put everything in here. Let's go like this. Let's do this. We're gonna do 2 of them here. So this, so I don't get my hands all full of onions. Let's do, how much peppers do we have? Okay, so this would be like 1 batch of peppers. I'm actually gonna, when I'm getting my peppers and onions here, I'm gonna scoop it from where it's mixed. So this would be like 2 things of that, and then I'll do some onions. I have all these, I forgot about 2 that I can chop up that I bought the green onions, so those will work. So this will be good right here. Let me make a little line right down the middle, and then we can separate. Okay, that looks good right there. Do we, I don't think we had celery to this at all, do we? Bow tie, not at all, no. Okay, and then it's garlic. So I've got garlic right here. Just be real careful getting it up because it's all smushy. So we're gonna do 1 right here, 2 right here. This works. Okay, this is gonna go here. I'm gonna put this over here. Let's go over here. I'm gonna go right over here. I like this because I like the pepper, the sausage to kind of get cooked first. I don't, you can eat it plain, like, cause it heats up, it's already cooked, but having it saute is a little better. So let's turn this on. Salt and pepper. It's like, where's the food? Okay, let that kind of do its thing for just a few minutes, and then we'll put it all together in bags. And then while that's going, should I get, let me get jambalaya cut up. So let me get another, I'll just do a bowl. Jambalaya is, I cut those in half. Jambalaya, if you cut them, the tinier you cut them, I feel like it's better. It's good with chicken. So let me, I don't do the shrimp. I know real jambalaya does. This was a recipe that my husband had brought home from work from Dave, I believe. And Dave brought it home and it for us, and it was just chicken and sausage, and it was really, really good. So I just created it, make it our way, and it's yummy. Had my pan clean here, I could get started another batch. So that's sauteing here. I'm gonna take my soup and put it in containers to freeze. The cream of mushroom first. Okay, so I ended up with 6 cream mushroom and 7 creamy chicken because the chicken is definitely using up more space. So I'm gonna go put these in my freezer real quick. This is sauteing. I'll get another pan for the next dish. Okay, that's doing good. I'm gonna take this next batch, put it in here. This is gonna be for jambalaya. Jambalaya, I know we use peppers and onions. I know we do, I'm just double checking my recipe here. Onion, green pepper, and celery. That's the one you use celery for. So I'm gonna scoop out a nice chunk of this, put it in here. I wanna see, there we go. That way it gets sauteed in there. It'll be delicious. Put some peppers in there. Flavorful. That's what you want. Good flavor. Look at that. That's going to be really good. All right. Right there's good. All right. This is in here, and garlic. All right, we're doing good in here. Up, up, up. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. This one is almost done. These are good. You want these to kind of saute because I've made it where I've never sauteed. I just dumped and go the whole time. It's okay. It just brings more flavor when it's sauteed. So we're gonna keep over here frying this up, and then we'll add our stuff and put it in a bag. Okay, so see how it kind of cooks in the pan a little bit? This is good to do. If you can't, don't worry about it. You can just dump and go. I'm gonna add the tomatoes in here so it can kind of cook off that burn, not that it burns, but the cook down part of the pan, just to make it a little more, you know, it'll get all that outside stuff off here. And this is gonna be delicious. You know, the cake down, yummy part. So then all I'll do for this is divide this up. I'll put it in a bag. I put 1 jar of Alfredo sauce in each bag. Now, when we go to eat it, see that gets all that cooked stuff, all that yummy off. When we go to eat it, I wrote on there, add 1 cooked box of bow tie pasta. And that's it. So now this is done. This is a good dump and go. Dump and go because my kids will cook the pasta and add this to it. And I don't have to worry about it because some days I'm busy working on other ventures, and this way they can just cook the pasta and add it. They could do the whole thing step by step, but I don't always have peppers. I don't always have things on hand. So this will be nice. This is why freezer meals are good. If you can cook it every day, go right ahead. I went through a time when I moved here where it was like real busy. We did a lot of processed stuff, and then it was like I did a lot of just cooking because I'm home now. I don't have to run kids anywhere because Brooklyn's driving. But now I'm like, okay, now I'm back to busy again. Okay, so look at that. Perfect. Let's go back over here. Okay, always taste your stuff. I tasted it. I was like, I didn't taste very flavor, so I'll add some salt. So I've got 2 bags here labeled as Jared's casserole. I'm going to put half of it in 1 bag. I hope we do it evenly. Just split the pan down the middle. But I did not, so I think I'm going to have to add some back to that first one. I'm using a slotted spoon. I don't know what happened to my other spoon that's not slotted. Might be in the dishwasher. All right, so this is where you gotta make them even. Or try to do even. Okay, which one? They feel pretty good. I guess we'll split between the 2. Yes, I used to have those bag holders. Once upon a time, I found I didn't really like them. I know they work for some people. I'm more of a quick move and let's get this done, so I don't really like to take too much time with those. Okay, this is, I just gotta get the liquid out. Perfect, okay, good, good, good. Jared's casserole done. Now I have done it where I froze the noodles with it. It's okay. But I've learned, like, unless you're so crazy busy, just do them yourself after. You know what I mean? So it's nice to put those on cookie sheets. So they can be flat. Jambalaya, I'm gonna do ×3 because I usually do like about half of the package, and I did 2, so I'll do 3 of them. I'm gonna add some chicken to that and just keep letting it cook over. Okay, I was over here and I started mixing this up and I'm like, where's my Cajun seasoning? I'm like, I don't even have any. Old Bay is really good for it, but I don't have any of that. And I've seen it like how many times when I was shopping, a bunch, and I was like, oh, it's fine. Well, then I started adding a bunch of spices to kind of mimic Cajun, and then I looked and realized there was a Cajun one in the back of my drawer. So I just seasoned that really well, real good. You want it real good, nice, spicy, delicious. That's gonna cook. I'm gonna start chopping up 2 more because we're gonna do sauteed red beans and rice. That's another one we like as well. And so this will be really delicious. So I've got battery died, and then I have 2 extra, which will be nice. So I'll put those in the freezer because of the sauce kielbasa, because I like it with sauerkraut. I like cooking it in sauerkraut a lot. Does anybody else like it with sauerkraut? I do. I feel like I would saute some and then put it with the sauerkraut. Maybe I should cut some up. Why don't I? Because usually when I like it, I usually just chop it up real quick and throw it in there, and then I like it to be like cooked a little bit so it kind of gets brown on the outside, and then I like to do the sauerkraut. Can I do that? I can do that, right? Why not? Why not save myself some time? Because usually I don't take the time when I want it, because it's usually just me that likes it. Or I like to put it in the oven and bake it. So good. All right, so let's chop this up here. Gotta keep stirring that. Let's chop up for the red beans and rice. Let's get this going without the onions. I'm gonna add 3 cans of diced tomatoes. That do the same thing I did with the sausage, kind of let it cook for a second. Taste it, and if it's good, I'll bring it over there. Okay, so for the jambalaya, I wrote on there to add 3 cups of chicken broth. I'm gonna add in rice in here as well. So we're gonna divide this up between 3 of these. Make it like a ladle, probably would be better. And then, let's see if we can do it this way. I'll do 1, let's count while we put them in. 2, 3 scoops. Let me see if that works. This is cooking really well there, so I'm going to add in my peppers, onions, and celery. It was starting to cook. I just put these. Sometimes certain kielbasa's make enough grease so it doesn't stick, but that one was getting greasy. It was getting greasy, so is that all? I'm just going to make sure I use up my onions, what I need to do. I did. Okay, so this is going to saute here. It's doing good. This can be sausage, red beans, rice. I got to get my rice out. Do you need this in here? No, you don't. You can just add it in, but I'm not obviously going to add the liquid. So this, I'll put the rice in there and freeze it like this. And then I wrote on there to add 3 cups of chicken broth when you go to cook it. And all you got to do is put this together in a slow cooker and it'll make a really good jambalaya. Okay, 3 more meals for the freezer. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm gonna chop up 2 more of these. I'm gonna have these with sauerkraut. Basically, I'm gonna saute it and I'm gonna put the onions in there. I should have said, I like celery with mine. Is anybody else? This is just for me. Nobody else likes it. Myself, Greg does too. But that's it. But it'll be nice to grab out. I'll probably break it up into smaller bags and just like, I would mostly eat the sauerkraut and just have a little bit of the kielbasa. So I will just cut this up, saute it, and then we'll be able to put it in little bags for an easy, quick meal. Let me cut these up. Let's do the sausage, red beans, and rice one right here. So what I'm focusing on here is I'm not going to put all of the beans in it because that will take up a lot of freezer space. So you don't want to do that because it just, you could risk exploding. If you want to, go ahead. But you can risk exploding the bag in the freezer. Tell me how I know. And it's just a big chunk to put in there. So I will add most of it and then freeze it. And then that way, when we go to have it, then it'll be all ready. Okay, this is what I add: salt and pepper. I added basil and oregano. And then what I'm gonna do, my original recipe here, we're gonna do, let me get a can opener. We're doing something different. I have these green chilies. This would be really good inside here because they give it a little bit of a spice. So I'm gonna add that in here because I have 1 can with really nothing for it to go in. So I'm gonna add that here because that'll be really good. And it's got like a stem. And then I'm going to add in, the recipe is 2 cans of diced tomatoes for 1, but I feel like, is that enough? I feel like I'd rather add tomatoes, not that many. So originally we added 2. I can't believe that, but maybe we did. And then when we go to make it, we add in a can of tomato sauce, and I'm looking, 2 cans of chili beans. And then you serve over rice. That's easy. Okay, now I also have 1 can of kidney beans. I have nothing for this to go with, nothing. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna use that in here because when I go to make it, I'm not gonna open it and have two separate ones. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is the sausage, red beans, rice, taste it, make sure it's good. I'm just gonna divide it into two, and then on the bag, all I have, the thin Sharpie markers all the way upstairs in my office. I just have to go all the way up there. It's so far away, so I'm using this. So I just put on there, add 1 container, or 1 can of tomato sauce, and 2 cans of chili beans to this, and we'll serve it over rice. This is delicious, the way it is, yummy. And then I'll take that right there and divide it up in 3 little bags, and I just add sauerkraut, because that's how I like eating it. So more easy meals. Okay, now I'm gonna do a couple of my ground beef dishes. Remember I had all my hamburger here in the refrigerator. It's like hard together because you know the grease sticks it together. So I'm gonna do 2 pans. I'm gonna do 2 versions of 2 batches of sloppy joe and 2 batches of taco meat. There's nothing to this. It's very simple, but it is something I can just pull out of the freezer and make real quick. So I'm gonna divide up. Let me think here. I got 1 other bag left. I need to do slaw dog and stuffed peppers. I feel like that bag will be good. So let me separate this into 2 pans here. Okay, separated all my meat because I'm like, I want to make sure I have enough. So I'm going to do some for slaw dog's meat. So that is going to be pureed. I know it's pureed, but it's tiny meat. That's the key. And I only need like 3 of it. So I feel like that's actually plenty in there. I know it's plenty. Like, let me get a bowl. I feel like I can't visualize that really well. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's a lot of meat right there. Now I'm seeing it because that's like a good 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then that gives me more taco meat. That's 1 right there. 1, 2. Hold on a second. I'm doing a bunch of stuff here. So that gives me 1, 2. Okay, that gives me 3 for my hot dog stuff. And then stuffed peppers. I've never made stuffed peppers before. Never. I'm thinking like this is plenty, right? Because I'm mostly gonna do rice in there, and I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 peppers. That's not that, that's like a lot here. And I don't even know if anybody will even eat it. So we can add more meat in here. So we can do a little bit more. This is the beautiful thing. So 2 big pans here. We will do the taco meat because that's something that they will eat, and then sloppy joes they eat. Okay, we'll make this work. All right, I need to get another towel. What do I got? Oh, delivery. Okay, let's just do this right here. So the tomatoes, let's see here. Sloppy joe. So I am gonna use, ooh, the onion. I'm gonna have to use some of these onions I'm thinking to chop up here. Onion powder, right? Okay, so we're doing multiple here, people, right? Taco meat, slaw dogs, and stuffed peppers. So think more taco meat than sloppy joe. So this is my sloppy joe right here. So what I'm thinking, let me add a little bit of garlic in here. That'll be good right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna add in peppers. So you need a green pepper here. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, that'll be very flavorful, 3. And then I'll add the onions here that I got, I guess. That'll work right here, and I'll add some onion powder. That's what we'll do, we'll just use onion powder. Okay, so this is gonna be sloppy joe. I don't need anything for the taco meat. Okay, so since this is a lot of taco meat, I'm gonna add a lot of my homemade taco sauce because that's the only time we're gonna need that, except if I were to make chili. So I'm gonna add a bunch in here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of water. And then we're just gonna heat it up on the stove. That'll be good. We're gonna do, this is the sloppy Joe mix. You ready? Let's just go down and add it. You're gonna add in, this is for one batch, okay? It's 1.5 cups of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, a teaspoon, I do a squirt of mustard, and then I add some red pepper flakes if you want, a cup of water, salt, pepper, and then tomato paste. I do about half of a can and for one, and then Worcestershire sauce, just a little bit, and then just let it heat up. This is good. This tastes really good. Initial like flavor, I'm like, that was a good guessing of all the stuff to add with that amount, so I might be fine. So I wish I would have sauteed the onions and peppers before I added all the liquid, but that's okay. I'm just gonna kind of let it cook away there a little bit. So this I'm gonna put in bags. This will be taco meat. We can use this for haystacks we like to make, where you take rice and then the meat and refried beans and lettuce and cheese, basically, and salsa, whatever we have, to make a big old haystack with it. That's something we like, or just on tortillas. That they like too, so this is good. This is just one less step to do. Do you have to? Absolutely not. You can just mix this up. It doesn't take 2 seconds to heat it, but it's just a way to have it done for when we need it. So there you go. I have 4 things of taco meat, and I still have meat in the freezer, so like not with any season, just cooked. So if I need to, I want to make more, I can. And this has got the chicken mixed in, or the turkey mixed in. So there's once in a while a big chunk in there. I'm like, we did what we could do, right? We're using up the food, not wasting it. So for that, we'll get a little bit of white turkey in there. All right, I know that doesn't seem like much meat, but I know I always have extra taco meat. I always do. Okay, let that keep cooking. I'm gonna close these up. We got some more. Look at that. Taco meat. Okay, sloppy Joe, I'm gonna divide into 4 bags. If that, like that should be enough, that should be enough. And now if it's not, and I find, oh, we need a little bit more, I'll add a can of chili beans to that and stretch them. My mom used to do that too. She's made hers with chili beans. It was really good. So I'll put those in bags. And then again, it tastes delicious the way it is. It's so good. So then put it in 4 bags and we'll freeze. Okay, so I've got this. So the kids, we got a new game. The girls have been playing this a lot. We had our nice chessboard. Remember our nice chessboard we got? And Maddie learned to play chess. The kids are learning to play chess. Like the older ones know how. And then you just get busy with life and you don't really do it as much. You're like, oh yeah, we got to teach the next generation. So they have been learning chess. And so we got a game called Solitaire. It reminds me a lot of, nothing better than a door open. It reminds me of like Chinese checkers, kind of. Remember Chinese checkers? The marble one? Like, does anybody be a kid and get that and then play it forever by yourself? Like I did. I always loved doing it. It was like a metal tin. Well, this one we got, look at this solid wood board with marble balls. Let me show you. The girls play and they go and go back and forth, but it's a really nice setup. So let me show you that. Okay, so the girls have been playing this over there. I was like, we just went through the things, but they're nice. They're nice, the bigger marbles, which is nice, and I like that they go around the base. So I was like reading through the rules how to do it, because you got to end up with like 1 in the middle. That's the ending. And so
I've gotten so close, but it's just like 1 on top or 1 on
the bottom. I said, well, why don't you YouTube some videos? And so she did. It was literally, she's like, how come it's all old men playing these games? And I said, because no young generations plays games. You guys,
17 years ago.
But it's still a classic. Like we played this as a kid over and over. So very nice. Just a good quality wood board. It's like you're gonna have it forever. That's kind of nice. As the kids get older, it's nice to be able to have things that, you know, it's gonna last for a little bit versus like losing the pieces and like, oh, where'd they go? You know, we've bought many games over the years over and over and over, and they get lost because of everybody. But this will be one to have as a timeless classic along with our chessboard that they like playing as well. So the girls have been doing this. It's been fun. So they've been pulling it out like last couple days and doing it. And I'm like, did you win yet? Did you win yet? And it's something you can play by yourself, which is nice, solitaire, so you can be alone, or they play it together, which is good, like their own little version. We just do our own version, so it's all good. Okay, let's go back in the kitchen and finish some more. Okay, let's keep moving along. So I'm gonna do the slaw dog. So basically you take your ground beef and you puree it. I know it doesn't sound very good, but the key is to have it like nice and tiny meat. I think some said if you boil it, it gets that way too. I don't know. I guess I'll just grind it up. It's just a little faster for me to do that. So then what I'm gonna do is you add some onions, which I have no more onions. So let's use these. Cut off the tops because you're gonna put those in your garden, which is, so we're gonna use green onions. That's okay. I'm gonna put chunks in here and hope we can just grind this all up. These are just huge. Look at how huge these are. Oh my goodness. That's a big green onion there. So I'm gonna put this in here. We're just gonna put everything in the food processor. These are awesome, my goodness. Hopefully it'll grind up and not be too stringy. We'll find out. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna add half a cup of onion, and it's gonna be tomato paste. Let me get another can open. These little ones are really hard to open with this swing away can opener. This can opener is awesome for all the other times, but not these mini cans. Okay, so let me tell you what's in here and we'll add it. For 1 pound of ground beef, you add half a cup of onion, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, a cup of water, a 1/4 cup of ketchup, tablespoon of chili powder, teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of Worcestershire, a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and salt. Now, I'm not gonna add the water in here. I'm gonna see if I can just grind it up because I don't want it to get too overflowing in my food processor. Let me get the food processor out. We'll put it over here and let it grind up. Okay, so when you make your chili, like for hot dog, think of like these are more slaw dogs, like the southern ones we've had. We've had ones in Michigan, like a coney dog, and it's basically ground up like this, and so basically pureed. But I just don't like the chili sauce that we get from like Michigan, Detroit. These ones were in the southern area, and we really like those. So I put the extra green onion back in because I saw a big chunk of water and ground it up, which was good, but then I realized there's other pieces in here. So I'm gonna get a fork and just kind of pick those out. The moral of the story is have enough onions. I just did not. So we're gonna have, well, you know what, it's not gonna matter if the onions are, it's just fussing it, right? Who cares? Okay, so I just wanted to make sure, I just kind of wanted to heat this for a minute to blend the flavors together before I tried it. But this will be great. We'll use this for hot dogs and make some coleslaw to go with it, and it's a favorite. Definitely a favorite, but it's one of those things like you use a little bit of tomato paste to make it, so it's always, you always have a little bit extra, but now I'll just have this in here and I'll put it in small containers and we'll have it. That's gonna be good. I didn't even heat it too long. I just wanna be able to make the flavors come together. Let's go put it over here and put it in bags. Okay, I've filled up the ranch here, put this in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna have some veggies with our lunch. Okay, I've looked up multiple recipes for stuffed peppers. Have never done these before, so it's one of those things I'm gonna see. I feel like if I cut these in half and do them in half again, that'll be like a halves for the kids to eat. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just cut these and hollow out this stuff. I don't think, I've gotta Google them. Some blanch before, some you don't. So I'm gonna assume we don't, and it's gonna be just fine. And then some cook rice, some didn't. So I'm like, ugh, decision. So I'm cooking rice. I'm gonna mix it all together and we'll just put it inside. I'll put it on a tray and then freeze that tray, and then I'll put it in a bag. Just do what you can do. Okay, so all I did was add in a tomato sauce and I put a little bit of peppers in there. The rice is not, it's like al dente, so it'll absorb a little bit, and then I add a little bit of water in there. And then I added tomato bouillon to it for the flavor with the garlic. I think it's gonna be good. It's a little bit soupier, waterier, but I'm gonna put it waterier. I'm gonna put it on the peppers. It's like, I guess a whole one is gonna hold it better, so I'm hopeful to do this, and then I'll freeze these. And then when I go to, they'll freeze, and then I'll put them in Ziploc bags, which will be nice, a Ziploc bag, and then I will put cheese on top. We bake them in the oven or the slow cooker. See how it goes. Just try something new. Okay, so I am trying to just strategically place all of that mixture on top. So I put them on the pan, kind of put them at an angle so that they could freeze in there, and I just plop some more rice on there. So I'm gonna carefully carry these out to my freezer. I might have a spot in here, and I can put it in so they can freeze solid, and then we can take them out, put them in bags. Okay, I'm looking at the end and I'm like, what can I do? I have some of that shredded chicken, but I'm like, what do I wanna make with it? So I don't really have anything in particular. Like I could whip up chicken pot pie filling, but that I can kind of throw together when I need it. So I do have 1, 2 right here, 3 bags. I'm gonna take a little bit of this out because it's a lot. This is good for like chicken noodle soup. Like let's throw chicken noodle soup together. We don't really like to eat it as chicken sandwiches. It's just one of those things like you know, you get canned chicken. Like that better as canned versus the frozen. I don't know why, they just do. I do too. So I'm wondering, I have a little bit of pesto. I'm like, should I just mix some pesto with the chicken? And then when we go to make it, I can put it over a pasta sauce. You know, I'm just thinking like, what else can I do here? So gathering fragments, that's your key. So let me write one more on here. Let me do 4 shredded chicken. Shredded chicken. And like I said, it's just it's a good for like quick meals for chicken that you want that's already ground up. We can mix this with pasta too, whatever you want to do. It's just small amount, that's a nice thing. Not too much. So then I've got this right here. What if I mix this? I gotta almost a little bit of water to get it out of here. And then we just put this with the chicken. It would be really good with like an Alfredo sauce over pasta, like linguine. But this I want to use up because this has been in my refrigerator. So it's a good way to use it up. So let's see if you, my little tiny spoon. So this would be good, right? Just something simple, just the chicken. That's what I'm thinking. I know it's nothing, like, you're like, wow, you just added a canned sauce to it. I know it's not anything major, but it'll be something that we just would throw away normally. That little thing of pesto in your refrigerator, right? Would most people throw it away? Probably. So then I will run here with my big fat Sharpie. Pesto chicken. And then if I get like, oh, I need a side, I can pull that out and put it with, use my hand, put it with Alfredo and do linguine with it. And it's already got a little bit of flavor in there, so easy, easy peasy. Okay, good. That wasn't much, but it's gathering the fragments. We've got, it's a lot of extra chicken. Let's get right there. Okay, good. Okay, so we did so good putting our meals together. I will go out and we'll show you everything, but I think that's it. I gotta do my chicken outside still. And then I've got some peppers left. So I've got this right here. I'm thinking, I cut these tops off and save these. I'm gonna get my dehydrator out. I'll set it, do I set it outside? I mean, do I care if my house smells like green peppers? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Let me get that out and we'll dehydrate these. The last thing I dehydrated was my gingerbread ornaments. Oh, they smell so good now, since smell like a pepper. So that's okay. So let me put these on the trays and spread them out and we'll put them in there. We're moving. So I'm gonna keep moving. That says 10 hours on there. We'll see how that rolls. But I've got my green onions here. Now I plant these. This is about the only thing I could grow here in Florida. I know people are better than I am growing things. I am not, or it's just 120 degrees, like the real feel, not the actual temperature. I always like joke. I always say it's 50,000 degrees, or oh, it feels like 150. It's not actually 150. If that bothers you, Google what the weather is in my area and that'll make you feel better. But it gets hot, so everything scorches, but the green onions grew amazing. So I'm going to take these, put them in a cup of water, or actually like a little, let's do this. That's clean in there. And I'll stick them in here with some water, and these will they'll basically start popping up shoots. You can do a cup or whatever. So I'm gonna cut off these, and then this is a lot of green onions. I'll just put these in my refrigerator. I'll chop them up and use them. I guess it's a lot. It's one of those things that they're gonna go bad. I really didn't care about the onion part of it to use it, but I will, I could dehydrate some too, but I like to have it fresh. So I'll cut them up and put them in the refrigerator so we can use this. I'll put my windows, put some water in here. It's like warm water. Let's go to our refrigerator and get some cool water, and then just stick in the refrigerator, and I'll rinse it every day. I put them in the window. I think I just left them on the counter last time, and they worked just fine. So let's chop these up, and we'll just put them in the refrigerator. It's one of those things that it's great to use, but if they go bad, it's okay, because I have a pot out there, and that's the key, is if they keep growing, I'm good with that. You know what I'm thinking? There's gonna be an awful lot of onions here. Let's dehydrate these. We might as well, if we're gonna smell like peppers, you might as well smell like onions. Right? Am I right? I'm right. So let's put these on here, kind of, because again, I could grind these up and then have like green onion dried stuff. That's good too. So just kind of separate these as best you can. It's just a dehydrator. It's not a freeze dryer, so you gotta, it's the only bad thing is you want to make sure you get all the liquid out or it gets moldy. But what I'll do is do it and put it in the refrigerator. I don't mind storing mine in the refrigerator. I did that with my breadcrumbs just to make sure that they weren't wet, because I didn't want them to get moldy. Can I put this on a rack? I put those in the refrigerator on a cup of water. That'll help it last a little bit longer too. So now my house must smell like nice green onions and peppers, but that's good. Use that up, not having it go to waste. You could also do it in your oven as well. You can also puree them up beforehand and then probably put them in there like as a spread. I'm just thinking that's gonna be good, and just let them dry really well, and then just grind them. I've seen people do that and mix a powder basically. It would basically be a spice, right? Okay, let me put this last pack in the freezer. I gotta get my smoker going outside, and then I still got stuff to do today, but I also have to do school for the kids, so multitasking mommy here. Okay, always finding more to do. So I need to make, for the guamkis, I need to make cucumber salad. Now this is one that if you don't have the right tools, it doesn't turn out as great every single time. You need a mandolin slicer or like a manual grater. So the company that has that once and for all, the chopper, they also sent a mandolin slicer. So I'm like, I'll use a mandolin slicer. So this is like the ones where it chop your fingers off. Awesome, looks really good. What you do is you put the cucumber in here and you cut it real thin. The key is to make it super thin because we want it to absorb the salt and then you do sour cream. That's how we make the cucumber salad. Very simple. So I'm gonna, first time trying it, let's see how it rolls. There's different thicknesses, and so you need to be really paper thin. So that is actually working really well. So you can do different. But you know what we could do is like potato chips and deep fry them. But this is what I need is thin. So yeah, like look at hardly any work. That's just kind of nice. We're flinging cucumbers everywhere. You could probably put 3 in a row, which would make it a little bit faster. Again, learning and it's new, so this is a good thing. Very sharp though. Okay, it's an arm workout regardless, so you just have to switch sides. So look at, but all that, and usually it gets real when you're doing another thing, it kind of gets choppy and weird. So that's actually not too bad. So I'm gonna cut these in half and hopefully shove them like this. And then I can do 4 at a time. Let's see if we can do 4. Let's see if we can do 4 at a time. Whew, that is an arm workout, but that is a lot of cucumbers, so that's good. So this I'm gonna take and put a little bit of salt and let it sit for a little bit. We're taking a break, we're doing some school and all that, and I'll make some more. My goodness, it's gorgeous outside. The sun is shining, blue sky, it's gorgeous. I got the smoker on, Jensen just filled up with pellets. I'm gonna put this on because we gotta do our school, so I'm gonna let this kind of smoke, I'll turn it down a little bit so we can do school, do a layer of it. Okay, battery died. So those, the only flaw is usually I have a thicker chicken, it's gonna cook in less time, so I'm gonna have to, I turn it down, so I'll just have to come out and check it frequently because it will cook real quick with it being that low. So I'm going in and doing school. We'll be back and forth doing the chicken. Maxine's gonna watch here because she's smelling it. It's a gorgeous day. Beautiful day. Don't mind my rugs getting washed and dried there. This is a good day, let's go in. Okay, back outside, done doing school, what I gotta do. This cooks real fast, so I'm just gonna take this off, put new ones on. Let that cook. All right, we're gonna finish our stuff. The chicken, I was just thinking the chicken that I just put in my freezer, in my head, I thought I'll use the chicken and we'll do tostadas today, the shredded chicken, and use that on top of the refried beans, but those are all in the freezer. So that is quite all right. I will use some of this chicken and chop it up and put it on top. I was not even thinking. So what I'm gonna do now is make some granola. We're gonna do our own homemade yogurt. I used to do this all the time before. I just need way smaller amounts. So I'm gonna do just a gallon of it. I'll make that in a minute and then put it in little tiny jars versus a big giant one. Usually we put it in quart jars. I thought I'd do the tiny ones because I have all these tiny ones. Let it incubate, do its thing, and then I'll make some strawberry sauce to put on it with strawberries and sugar, and then I'll make homemade granola. That's something we enjoy doing, and we've made it. That's something we've been making for a while, and it's funny, when I was shopping, in my head I was thinking wheat germ, but I think I said, what did I say? I said flax seed because that's the recipe. There's a couple different recipes. That's for my chocolate granola, flax seed. That's what I use. So it's okay. You know what? The key is like it doesn't really matter what you do. You got dry ingredients, and you just need some kind of wet ingredients, wet sugary ingredients. So I'm gonna do in my bowl here. I'm gonna do oatmeal. I'm gonna do ground flax seed. I'm gonna chop up some pecans in here in my food processor, and then I'm gonna use, I have coconut flakes, hello, we're gonna use those up too. And then we'll mix up a and then a little bit of salt in there. That'll be good for that. You could add, I think it's it for nuts that I have, yeah. Then you can do, then you need a wet ingredient. So I'll do a little bit of coconut oil, honey, and maple flavoring. And that'll be my mixture. You can even add some maple syrup in there. I'll probably do that too, and that'll be very good. So in here, let's put some pecans. You know what's good about these is if you do all of them at once, because we're not gonna eat these. So let me just chop all these up and we'll put them in a bag for another time. Not so good for recipes, but when you have to chop them up all the time, it's like, you gotta grab the food processor, so you might as well do it all at one time. That's what I'll do here. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna put, can I go right here? Let's go over here. Okay, I'm gonna do my basic granola. Basically, we're gonna put in here I'm gonna kind of measure it out. That's like 2. I'm just seeing how much I got here. Okay. That was a good measurement. I'm gonna put 5 cups of oatmeal. That's the regular recipe. And 5 cups of wheat germ, but I'm not gonna follow that because I'm doing what I got on hand here. And I don't want to do too much so it doesn't go to waste. So here, whatever doesn't fit, let's put that in there. Okay, so that's gonna go in here. And then, you right here. So we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna put the nuts in here. And then I'm gonna put in there the ground flaxseed. See that in there? And then I've got coconut right here. Oh yeah, coconut. I'm gonna use the rest of this coconut because I'm not using it for anything else in here. And then let's stir that. Like I said, any kind of dry ingredients in here to make it be good. I'll probably add some more nuts in here because nuts are good. It's gonna just what you want, simple. Okay, so I've got all this here. It's good to have maple flavoring on hand. I do not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my honey here. I had it in my sink so it's nice and warm. I'm gonna add in honey. Use all this up. Basically, it's about 2 cups of the liquid for that amount. You just want everything wet. Well, if you don't have it wet, then it's gonna not turn out good. No, it's not. So you can probably end up adding maple syrup, which I know I will. Basically, we're just gonna stir this up. You want a nice liquid. I added maple syrup in here. You can add a little bit of brown sugar if you need more sweeter. Store stuff has a lot of sugar, so if you need more flavor, add more sugar. It's gonna be less than the stored, but the key is you need to coat your granola. If you have any dry granola, nobody likes dry granola. Okay, I'm adding sugar to mine. You don't have to. Again, make it whatever you want for your family. If I buy it at the store, it's gonna have sugary anyway, so look at that mixture. You just want a nice wet mixture. So you're gonna put it on top of your granola and stir it all together. Now, I've done a chocolate one before, and that's really good too, but they said they wanted like the honey plain kind this time. So this is great. I like this with applesauce. I don't have any applesauce, but if I had applesauce, I like granola and applesauce. You can have it plain. Usually they just put it on top of their yogurt, which we'll make here. So everything's just gotta be coated. If it seems dry, add more liquid. And that's no worries. It's like granola is one of those things like you just make it and you're like, oh, if I add too much, no big deal, just add more liquid. You just don't want it to be dry. Otherwise, it's not very good. And you can put sunflower seeds in here. You can put chia seeds in here. You can use wheat germ, whatever you like. See, that's nice and coated. That looks good. Okay, so I'm just thinking I don't have any pans anymore because they're all in the freezer. So I'll have to use my pizza pans. I think I have pizza pans. Look at that, that looks great. Yep, that's perfect. Look at that granola. I did have 2 pans, yay. All right, so to spread this out on 2 cookie sheets, just gonna bake in the oven. Okay, we're making more, doing good. So I'm gonna do next is some chocolate sauce. This is like a Hershey syrup. We are completely out, and the kids are like, we need some more chocolate syrup, Mom. So instead of buying, I think it's $10 for that big old thing at Sam's Club. I know it's a lot. So make your own. I'm gonna do a double batch here because they seem to go through it, especially when I just go shopping and get milk and everything. So, I just really quick, but be careful opening the paper. So basically, you're gonna put, for this, just 1 batch for like a quart, you're gonna put 1 cup of cocoa powder. I'm gonna add 2 because I'm doubling mine here. And then you're gonna add 3 cups of sugar. Again, I'm gonna double mine, so we're gonna add some more. Got chocolate all over me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So there we go. And then you're gonna add just a little bit of salt in here. All right, and then I'm gonna mix it with, okay, then you're gonna whisk in, it's gonna be 2 cups of hot water. So I am doubling mine because I've got a bunch in here. I'm just gonna mix that all up really well. Just want to keep an eye on that. It will boil over, so you gotta be careful. I'm gonna clean up my mess, we'll make some more. Let me run out and check my chicken. Okay, I'm gonna keep my eye on my chocolate out of the corner of my eye, and then I'm gonna do my refried beans here. So basically scoop this out because it is all done and put it in here, and then I'm gonna get the next batch rolling. There's a lot of liquid here. You don't actually, let me drain some of this. Hold on, let's take some to the sink here because you don't need all that liquid. Scooping them up. You want some liquid, but not that much, but these would be great. So I'll probably use 1 thing of liquid, and then I'll just kind of strain out those as I'm scooping. Now normally I just do the beans. I don't ever add anything to this, but I'm gonna do a little bit different, add some onion powder to this and garlic. So let's do this, and then we'll do another batch here. So I'll do a little bit of onion powder and a little bit of garlic salt. Just give them a little bit of flavor. We usually just do plain, so this will be great. Ooh, that was hot. He's looking. Alright, way too much water in that one, so I'm gonna pour it into a big bowl. The flavors taste really good, so I'm gonna pour this into a bowl. The next batch, I will not add as much liquid to it, and then I'll just kind of put it together because it'll be thicker. So let's try that again. It's very hot. Usually I wait till it cools, but I did not today because we're in her. Okay, I did put this on the bottom of my oven. That was a mistake. So I burned the bottom part, yay. Because I forgot to turn it down and I left it up. So I'm gonna just take the top of this as to not ruin it. So it can continue cooking. I just changed the racks. So they're all good. That wasn't good. So it's better than ruining the entire dish. Just scoop off the top. It's gonna happen, you're gonna make mistakes. So better to lose some than the whole dish. Wow, we've done amazing again today. The only thing I was gonna do that I did not do is my yogurt. And the only reason why is I used to make it and put it inside a cooler and let it sit and incubate it that way. The other option you can do is put it in your oven, and another option is put it in your slow cooker. I'm gonna do little glass jars, tiny ones like these, and so I'm thinking to incubate it in my slow cooker over there, but I'm using that today. I'm using both my slow cookers. So I think I'm gonna wait on that versus like trying to finagle and make it work because I'm using the oven, all that good stuff. I just turned the oven way down. I just had it up way too high, that's all. Keep it low, 250. That's a good thing. I checked my onions. Hold on, just open the door. My green peppers and onions are doing their thing. The chicken is doing great. The thin chicken is gonna be good. I feel like everybody's gonna love that. And then the refried beans, we got the next batch. It's gonna take, 5-6 hours, and then we will, I'll put this stuff that cools here into plastic containers. And it's been a good day. I gotta finish my cucumber salad. Cucumber salad, you just strain out the water, the liquid, because it sits, it kind of like makes more water. You just put a little bit of sour cream in there and then salt and pepper. That's it. We're gonna serve that with the glumpies, which are gonna be delicious tonight. So let me do that while I'm talking to you. I totally forgot about getting sour cream. Thank goodness I had some. So basically, this again, my husband is the only one that eats this. So that was really good because otherwise I have no sour cream. So it's been a good long day, oh my goodness, and it's only 3 o'clock, so I've been going for 10 hours so far. Not bad for getting things moving. 9 hours today and a long yesterday, so that's it. You just stir this together, very simple. and then add some salt and pepper to it. It's easy. It's very, very easy. It's one of those dishes that my husband's family enjoy. It's good. The cucumber salad, it's just delicious. Okay, perfect. Let me try one. Try one. That's it. So good. So I would put this in a container because he'll have this tonight. And then the refried beans, I'm just gonna leave this out because I'm gonna do more here in a little bit. The chicken, I'm waiting on the next batch of chicken, and then the chocolate syrup I will pour into the, I'll probably put one in a quart jar and one in a squeezer bottle because they do like put in chocolate. I'm gonna do 2 in chocolate. I have 4 squeezer bottles. What did I use it for? Hot sauce, ranch, chocolate, and something else. And I think that's it. And then all I gotta do is cut up my chicken and put it in bags, put it in my freezer. I'm not gonna organize my freezer today because the stuff is not frozen completely yet. There's stuff, like yesterday's is frozen, but today's is not. So you'll have to come back in between videos. I'm still doing my Tuesday and Thursday series, so I'm doing these in between. But come back and we will organize the freezer. I'll show you everything I got. I'll tell you everything I made today too. So today and yesterday was an awesome day. Let me get a bowl for this stuff. Can I just put it in plastic? So many dishes everywhere. We're just shoving them. Let me put this in. This will work in here, and then I can go in the refrigerator. This will be great. Greg will be happy for this. He really likes this meal. We haven't made it at all this year, so it's been a little bit of time since he's had it. Let me get another one. More dishes, more dishes, more dishes. All right, these 2 done. The guampas are done. I just shut them off. I put this in the refrigerator. I can do something with this. This is not taco meat, spaghetti meat, but we are not going to be using it because Greg's going to be having guampas. So I'm going to freeze this because it's good meat and we will use it eventually, just not today. So if you're not going to use something, freeze it because it's got like 2 noodles in it. Because this will make a good meat sauce. It's got like a noodle in it, but I can make it and, you know, obviously make a big batch. That way nothing goes to waste. Okay, there we go. So let's mark on here what this is. Meat sauce. Okay, this I'll put in my freezer over here. Okay, these are frozen. So I'd like to put these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just don't know if everybody's gonna eat a pepper. I'm gonna be hopeful that they do. This is gonna be the meal of like, I don't think anybody's gonna eat it. I really don't, but you know what? We tried. We'll try something different, and it might be the meal that everybody goes, wow, this is my favorite dish. I don't think I'm gonna put this all in one bag, am I? Let's see. I don't think being able to shove it in there. I think we'll do 6 and 4, make another one. So basically we'll put it in the slow cooker. I just read a couple different recipes like putting it and blanching the peppers first. If it ends up being something we love, then I can always do that. Okay, let me go put this in my outside freezer. We got another meal. I'll mark that one down. All right, how are we doing? We are doing amazing. Look at this chicken. Look at it. It's great. I don't know if anybody likes, like we like thin chicken. I know this will get eaten a whole lot better than big giant thick chunks of it. So that's gonna be really good. I'm debating to cut it, but I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And then when we go to cook it, if we put it in stuff, we can kind of chop it. Is that what I'm just debating? What is gonna be the best way to do this? I'm thinking just leave it. Let's just leave it. These are gonna be good. I've got these done. I'm gonna put in some bags here. This works good for different pasta dishes, if you wanna put it on salad. It's just really good tasting chicken and thin. Kind of like, you know how you get tiny piece salad and it's so much better? Same thing with the chicken here. Don't mind my teeth. these bags are hard to open, so I'm just gonna put these in baggies here. I'll leave some up for today because we're gonna do some, as I totally forgot, for our tostadas. And then all I have to do is the refried beans, which I have to wait for those. So I washed the bowl up, didn't wash up the blender because, you know, why wash two things? Why wash it again? And then the dinner for Greg is done. The kids will just put refried beans on a tostada with some cheese and some chicken. That'll be easy. I've got salad in there that I forgot about, that I got shopping that I'll be eating, along with maybe tostada or probably a guamki. And then all I do at the end here is do a good wipe down in my kitchen. Sometimes I leave it, since I don't have any plans to be in my kitchen, do anything tomorrow, except whatever I have to do for the day. I just don't want to be cleaning the kitchen. So I will wipe everything down here, and again, wipe the stainless steel all down, and then don't mind this. And that way it'll all be clean. And then you start out fresh, you know what I mean? That's always a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna put, I guess I'll put them all in bags. I'll just do that and leave one bag out. And look at that. Okay, let me wash this. Okay, we did good. The chocolate syrup is good. I just, it's a little warm, so I don't want to put it in the refrigerator yet. But look at this. Chicken fajita meal. Let's see how many bags we got. We've got 1, 2. Some are fuller than others. 3. It's kind of a tiny one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags out of 2 cans of chicken. I know it's not a ton, but it'll pop up just a little bit. It's like 4 kids. 4 kids, they're not big meat eaters, so it'll be a little bit that they eat. So this is good. I'm gonna leave this out. I will put these in my freezer. Look at that. Good. Let's clean everything up. The other thing is the granola is in the oven. That's gonna take some time. I turn it down low. My green onions, my peppers, they are dehydrating, and then that's it, right? And beans, yeah, that's a good thing. So let me put these in the freezer. All right, decided to come outside. Kitchen is done. The only thing left is the refried beans, which will be done in a couple hours, and the granola is in the oven. I'll probably shut that off in a little bit and just let it harden up. Oh, and the green peppers and onions. Those will dehydrate for a little bit. So what do we end up with today? Let me find my handy trusty list here. All right, today, I wrote down a way that I could figure this out. So I did 2 trays of chicken and fajitas, and what did I end up with? 6 bags? 5, 6 bags? I don't even know how many I ended up with. I didn't count when I put it out there. I'll have to check it out and see. I think it was like 5 or 6 bags. And then the 2 trays went into ground chicken. That gave us 6 meals. And then 2 trays were cut into packages of strips and chunks. I had 4 for strips, 2 for chunks. And then I put a tray of chicken drumsticks, which would be 2 meals. I'll add that to a meal. And then I had 2 bags of marinated vegetables for skewers, and 2 bags of Italian sausage for guamkis, 2 Jared's casserole we made today, 3 jambalaya, and I made some cream mushroom soup and cream of chicken soup. We did 2 things of sausage, red beans, and rice. And I had 3 little bags of sauerkraut and kielbasa. That'll be good. And then 4 taco meat and 4 sloppy joes, 4 hot dog chilies, and 4 small bags of shredded chicken for soup or leftovers, that kind of stuff. So yay. And then we made what else? We filled up our ranch. We did chocolate sauce. And I also did refried beans, which I'll have counted up when I'm done, however many that makes. And then the granola. So what a great day. It's windy out here. It feels great. Probably not good for camera. So it's been awesome. Enjoyed doing what I got done here. So now I have food in the freezer and enough to grab for the month. So I appreciate you guys watching and coming along. Thank you for the part 2 here and sticking around to see everything we end up making. So we have a lot of food in the freezer. It definitely lasts over a month by the time we eat it and kind of stretch it out, because we'll make other meals in between. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Come back, we'll see what it's all stocked up and looking like in the freezer after it freezes solid. So, all right, we'll see ya. Bye.